After doing a square painting recently, I was left with a scrap piece of Arches cold press. And since using it as a mere color testing strip would have felt like tossing expensive cotton watercolor paper down the toilet, I made these mini paintings instead. The drawings were based on some of my previous paintings from several years ago, but on a smaller scale. 3 inches by 4.5 inches to be exact. Here we go with the Godzilla hands. The close-up angle is great for seeing details, when they're in focus, that is. But the downside is how humongous my hands look, like they belong to some kind of YouTubing kaiju. They're actually quite dainty, just the sort to fit a delicate teacup handle. I lose more teacups that way. Whoa, check out that color shift. I don't like to use my Pigma microns on Arches cold press. They make a worrying scraping sound on the surface that, while not on the level of nails on a chalkboard, makes me think it can't be good for any of the parties involved. But these pieces required a light touch on the line work, so I took a chance. And if the tip falls off of my 05 micron tomorrow, it will have almost been worth it. You might be wondering why I lay down I guess you could call it an under-inking, when I just go over it again at the end with heavier line work. Sure, much of the first inking gets lost, but it provides a visual guide for much of the painting process, especially when the pencil sketch is on the rough side. For example, if I'd painted the word autumn without inking first, it could easily have been a disaster. That's not to say I don't ever paint first then ink, because sometimes I do. This just wasn't that kind of project. For the backgrounds, I went with quinacridone burnt orange, mummy bauxite, and undersea green. The orange for the pumpkin was a mix of permanent alizarin crimson and quinacridone gold. Carbazole violet was used for the autumn lettering, and a mix of undersea green and mummy bauxite created the shadows on the bookcase. So 1 M. Graham, 1 Winsor & Newton, and 4 Daniel Smith. FYI, quinacridone burnt orange, undersea green, and carbazole violet comprise Daniel Smith's secondary colors set. A link to the video where I first tested them out will be in the description. I was so excited when I got them last June because I had a feeling they would look great in my autumnal paintings. Madam Irene knows all. Dial 1-800-555-FATE to hear what the future holds for you. Or take your chances. I was mostly pleased with the watercoloring portion, if a tad underwhelmed with the overall appearance. The carbazole violet on the letters is particularly nice, and at no point during this project did I think, ugh, this is going to end badly. Still, it seemed to be missing something. Turned out it was simply the final inking and white highlights. Duh. I used a Faber-Castell black pen with a soft brush tip and a size 0 round Neptune with bleed-proof white. Those last touches really made both of these tiny paintings pop. Some of the clipboard surface came off with the tape. Yeah, a plastic one might be better. But if there's one thing I balk at, it's spending money on things that are just going to randomly disappear anyway. Like ballpoint pens, pairs of socks, and yes, clipboards. I can't recall how many I've purchased over the years. I mean, where do they go? Mine are never even near the laundry. If someday I discover a big stash of socks and pens clamped onto clipboards, I'll be pissed. I'm happy to share this arting experience, even if that pumpkin does look like a sexy beefsteak tomato. Working this small was new to me, and there was some initial anxiety, but it turned out to be so much fun. So maybe try your hand at mini painting. Just cut a 3x9 strip off a sheet of 9x12 paper. That'll give you 2 pieces slightly bigger than a trading card. Plus, you'll have a nice 12x12 piece to add to your pile of color testing strips. Waste not, want not. Until next time, stay thrifty, my friends.